Apostle of good wisdom, all praise to Yahweh, Shalom to the one that he was light segregated in it, which is over Nicholas Latinos and the first Americans as well as Lordline, who is still together according to the book of Jeremiah 50:33. But whom so labeled on God, option declared the covenant is the giving of the Lord, service of God and the promises according to the book of Romans chapter 9 verse 4. Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking, servants upon earth. KJV 16. Lesson topic will be living your daily life with wisdom. I mean, at work, everyday life, at work with other people, practical or physical or psychological or which psychological is also physical, technical advice basically. Which the key Bible verse will be Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him and he shall direct thy paths. Yeah, which we know, roughly paraphrasing, a man make it his man, so to speak, goes after what he thinks is perfect. At least it should be a goal that you look for what is perfect. But if you look at Proverbs 16:9, a man's heart devised his way, but the Lord directed his steps, which means your one to the perfect is not perfect. So in daily life, of course, we rely on our own thinking, but we have to show trust, which one important or the most important thing is to of course use the trust to making your best with doing the work and touching the brotherhood, to be a good brother. Yeah, even small decisions can have a great effect. Okay, or small decisions, you can also say small actions, small small things, and whatsoever you do it heartily, as to the Lord and not unto man. Colossians 3:23. Meaning whether you are working, studying, or helping at home, do your best. Your work has value even if others don't. Yeah, that is a good point. Even if others don't notice. Even if others don't notice, it's a great thing to know that your actions have an effect to your surrounding. Even those podcast Israelites, podcast or podcast. Those worldly wise Israelites or worldly wise people, they agree that, as they call it, everything has a vibration. Okay, whatever they mean. Of course, every action has a possible outcome. It doesn't mean that every possible action has an outcome that benefits others or yourself, but it means that it can. Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works, which I would say it's also about kindness, honesty, and patience, which too much kindness, too much honesty, and too much patience can influence also negative, can influence people also negative, not positive. Okay, especially with those women, if you're too patient with some women, they think you are weak or you're not interested in them. That's just my trick, if you want to know, tip or trick on this matter. But it depends really on the woman in general. So you can't make a big deal of something where you really have no assurance that every woman works like that. So there are different women, there's different takes. There are different takes on how to, every woman is an individual being, of course. Okay, so I can't say, be less or more patient when really it's really it is it really it's not all the same, but I would say technically I would say a lot of women they like it more if you're really a little bit how can I say not unpatient, okay, but you have to be kind. I would say kind, and also a little bit maybe not rude, whatever. Maybe a little bit what others don't have, which is of course knowing that a woman body is indeed something worth talking about. For example, you might want to or at least she's not completely, um, she doesn't want a man that don't know that she has also a body and her wishes, so to speak. But that depends also, because you have a lot of women that really, they rather stay alone or they want to. But I think that's not good. That's not good too much. If they decide to do so, then I am not the one to judge, but even the scripture tells you that it's not good for a man even to be alone, so how much more for a woman sometimes. Especially women who think they are independent and they don't need a man. There's something wrong with that, especially if they're not in the faith. And if they're in the faith and they want to stay alone, then that's okay. I can't judge that. Okay, but why not looking for a man of the Lord? And the answer is maybe not so easy for me to judge, but more easier for her to know why she does what she does. Okay, remember Yahushai not charging that one woman in the city, not saying that the laws are imperfect or the laws are done away with, but real life is, that's what I mean also with this lesson, real life is a lot more complicated and complex than just literally law. Okay, you can also can also get hit by a car even if you keep the line. That's what I mean, right? Basically. Even I was going home in the nighttime when there was a fast car in the city. I don't know why people drive that fast in the city, but maybe because they're basically stupid. Okay, because there have to be people. If there's light, it shows that people walk there. Everywhere where light is, people most likely walk there. That's why the city uh, has light there in the nighttime, especially if you have a city. Okay, a city where you don't see if somebody walks over the street or not, right? Which you don't drive there with 100 kilometers per hour. That's stupid. Okay, you don't you if there's a 30 kilometers per hour allowed, you don't drive there with 100. Okay, that's not even if you do it for fun or if you do it because you think your car is fast. Your car is not fast. If you do something like that, then your car is really not fast. Okay, you stupid children. Yeah, but it shows also that um, some people are just not worth it. Okay, some people are just not worth it. Guess what? People like that, like there's, I believe there's Ezekiel verse about that, or Jeremiah. I don't know, but you would say it's tyranny to have people uh, driving 100 kilometers per hour. Maybe 10 p.m. Okay, not even midnight or 2 or 3 a.m. Okay, no, 10 a.m. 10 p.m. in the evening. Okay, so I saw even some people in front of me or behind me walking that same path, which there goes a street with two lines in the same direction. Oh no, it's both directions. I mean, okay. I don't know how close I was to the street, but all of a sudden there came um, a car from the right side. So I'm not completely innocent because sometimes I just have to let my phone really somewhere, not in my hands while I walk. But yeah, but maybe yeah. Sometimes you have to experience things like that to also reflect on how you do your everyday life. Okay, because it's not good to walk with your mobile phone uh, looking downwards to the ground, not knowing where you are. I don't say that I did that, okay, but sometimes I do it a little bit more than the other day. Not there's no definition, right? So for example, if I show me one woman or boy or man who woman or girl or man or boy who doesn't have his mobile phone with him or her when making a trip to the city. Exactly. So sometimes it's just day-to-day life. If you put your mobile phone out because somebody called you, somebody is writing you on WhatsApp, I don't know, right? And that's basically what I did. But sometimes it's a little bit stranger the way I do it, and sometimes not. Okay, so I'm not some machine that has a chip in its brain or whatever the fuck, right? So I can write my messages there. Okay, but yeah, especially if you're in the nighttime or so, then you have either way you have People who think the city is empty, or who think that oh, it's darker or dark, so I can do what I want. Even the scripture tells you that darkness is for, we live in a cave monkey system, so you have people just acting like that. Okay, and I think as long as I don't see a camera, I can I can just drive to a 30 kilometers per hour zone without ever somebody noticing it. But guess what? If you do that with 100 or 150 kilometers per hour, and there's a camera, okay, then guess what? You're fucked. Especially if you're in a probation time. Okay, guess what? If there's anybody walking with his dog, or any teenagers, I don't know, drinking a beer, or if anyone just doing a walk or jogging, okay, somebody doing sports, somebody is driving his bike, somebody is walking with his dog at night, you're fucked, man. You just killed somebody. And you have a lot of videos on that on YouTube. Okay, a whole family documentation talking about their one son or one daughter is killed by some speed racer, so self-proclaimed. Which again, your car is not fast if you risk lives knowingly at unusual speed in really not important zones. Okay, you can do that in other zones where really you have just animals randomly, maybe even. Okay, you have some deers or something in the woods, in the forest. You can drive faster. Maybe you have a camera installed somewhere there. So, but I'm already driving fast, so it can't be that wild to go a little bit faster. But you have to. But there comes the next city. It's not even dark. It's not even evening. Maybe it's afternoon. But you drive like there's like it's a fucking game. Okay. Use the other use the other streets for that, not the streets where there will be people. Okay, there will be people walking with the dog, especially in Germany. Look how much people have dogs. Okay, or how much teenagers are out there in the night. Okay, so that is not letting your light shine before man. Okay, that is basically whisking being called a murder eventually. Yes. Yeah, I myself, I have a driver's license. I have my flaws as a driver, but yeah, but if you don't see, if you know that's a city, even if you don't know, okay, you see a lot of shops. You know it's a street with a lot of shops. So in the daytime, it's a full city. You already know if you drive to it. Okay, and then there's a tight street, and you just drive to 100 speed, and you even see the street lights maybe 1 kilometer away. You already see it. There's a big Kreuzung in the city, still in the city. You know, so really 1 kilometer away, you already see the crossing, but you drive to with 100, then you have to use the brake instantly. Then that's not worth it. So it's basically you just do that to possibly kill someone. Possibly killing someone 1 or 2 seconds before you have to use the brake because of the crossing in that same city. But you don't see who's passing that street where you was obviously driving with 100 kilometer per hour or even more or less. I don't have a I don't have a I weren't having a wasn't having a what is it called speed speedometer. Okay. Yeah, anyway. So start your day with a prayer or reflection, or end your day at least with a prayer or reflection, or do it in the middle. Be honest and responsible, kindly, even when it's difficult. Trust God instead of worrying too much, and even if you kill someone by driving 100 to a tight street, no plan if there's anybody. while you know it's just possible, okay, that let's say in 1 hour there are at least, let's say, 40 people crossing that street. You don't know if you are in one moment of that hour, okay, because it was 10 p.m. Okay, so according to my calculation would be at least 40 people who crossed that street in 1 hour or even in half. So it's really not just poker, it's really messing around, man. Okay, people like that shouldn't have a driver's license. Okay, because using that brake in that tight street, there's also a construction site on that street at the moment, or it was, and then you have the tight houses, the tight that is a main street, okay, in the city, a main street where people who walk in the city or towards the city, they will cross it because it's the biggest, one of the biggest streets. It's even the biggest street in the whole city, man, that crosses directly the city and the shopping malls and the shopping and the shops. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's not the first time I mentioned that Germany has a big problem. Okay. Anyway, with that, opposed we are watching and double years and posters. Yeah, and your car is also not fast because it's loud.